Happy birthday to the Crypto Teacher. Help me celebrate my dad. The Crypto Teacher birthday today. The smartest people is born on the 7th. Don't hate on my dad. Make sure you hit the Cash App and let's have fun. And don't forget to re-educate the kids. Let's get into the video.
What a crazy time to face this dispute with the CFTC right before an actual major election cycle. How are you responding, and how quickly can you have this resolved?
Yeah, well, first of all, Matt, thanks for having me. I think, a little bit of context on how we got here. So Kalshi is the first and only legal prediction market in the US. The community of prediction market traders has been growing phenomenally, and the product is very simple. You predict the future, you make money.
Is it always yes or no? Is it binary?
Right now it's yes or no. I think we're progressing into a variety of different products. But, you can imagine who'll win the elections, what's going to happen to the weather tomorrow, will TikTok get banned? And the industry has been seeing explosive growth in the last year. It's been absolutely incredible. We're doing millions of transactions a day now. Our community of traders is growing. We've seen crazy things like people making hundreds of thousands of dollars on weather this month alone. What differentiates us as a company, there's a number of other kind of unregulated offshore companies, is that we went the legal route. We spent 3.5 years with the CFTC to get regulated up front. We got approved by a bipartisan 5-0 vote, which is incredible. And we've seen the kind of tremendous growth since then.
Yeah. Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
That's right, guys. Crypto Teacher's birthday is today, the long-awaited day. We're going to celebrate today and the rest of the weekend. I might do a couple lives, a few premieres. And thank you for all the donations. You know, it's much appreciated. You know, I put in a lot of work. But let's get into the video. We have Bitcoin and crypto. As I'm doing this video, it is flat. But guys, the only thing you have to do is go to CME numbers. You can clearly see we know they need Bitcoin on the 5th, but if you look at the calendar, the 5th fell on a Thursday. Of course, on Fridays, we have options. That's why I told you we would pull back, but then start to move up. And on the weekend, we're the only game in town. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates on Friday after the jobs numbers started to plummet. And of course, everybody's going to say they know it's going to be a rate cut because the bond market reacted. That's the reason why yield rates dropped. But yield rates have been low, and we know the Fed has never reacted. And all those price cuts that they had in at the beginning of the year never happened. Remember, this is all manipulation. But we had the dollar up on Friday. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $299 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And now we have the Fed coming out. All the representatives of the Fed are now saying it's time to cut rates. And then also warning of a recession risk is growing. And the Fed is always late because we've been in a recession since last year in October. Right now, we are in a Great Depression. And that's the reason why you see more and more distractions popping up. We have the geopolitical events, and all the chaos distracts the masses while the NWO builds. It's been proven time and time again. We got all this news on Brazil when it came to social media, Twitter, but then behind the curtain, Brazil is working on CBDC pilot. So guys, it doesn't matter what country you go to, they all have a plan for this fourth industrial revolution. And when the drums are beating, that only means they're bringing in all this technology. And when you listen to mainstream media, they're letting you know all the issues are in the legacy market, and then they come back with AI is the fix. Don't forget, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum closed down on Friday. And don't forget also, guys, we have inflows that start around the second week of the month. So Bitcoin and Ethereum inflows are going to pick up. And we see outflows going towards the end of the month. It's like clockwork, guys. Everything's going to start picking back up. Plus, we have Jerome in the house on the 18th, and we know they like markets to look decent. And he's going to say rate cuts. Whatever he does, 25 basis points, 50 basis points. You know the media is going to go wild. The Fed finally cuts, and the markets are going to have a field day. We've seen this movie before. And then once Jerome Powell goes back behind the curtain, the markets are going to pull back. We've seen this movie before. Make sure you're keeping an eye on Japan. Japan is now controlling the global economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Wisdom Tree withdraws as Ethereum Trust S1 registration filing. And we had Van Eck closing is Ethereum Futures ETF, and we know they're waiting for a spot ETP for Ethereum to be approved. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Kalshi cleared to offer congressional prediction markets and victory against the CFTC. And we know this is all a movie. We know the NWO loves the casino. We know this is biblical. All this gambling. The globe has been turned into a casino, but we know the house always wins. And this situation sounds so familiar to the bank man. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Don't forget, the bank man went to the CFTC, got a derivatives exchange all approved to compete with CME. But everything will be controlled by an algorithm, not a human involved. So we know they have the technology. They're just waiting on the perfect time to use it. The goal is for you to own nothing, but still be happy. The CME CEO Duffy stated with the bankman's technology, when the farmer goes to sleep, by the time they wake up, they'll be liquidated. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, we have Donald Trump's sentence delayed until November after the election. And by them moving the date, I have a strong feeling that Trump is going to win the election. And once he becomes president, we know no president is going to be going to jail. But we see the movie has definitely been extended. And not only do we have the elections in November, we know November is famous for something crazy happening. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.